It's a new day for a new day, and it's a great day for a great day. I know here at Living Whole on Purpose and Opening Doors Productions is where we truly stay as the observer on purpose, because it's all in me at all times of how I'm going to react or respond. Good day. It's episode 19 for Sitting It here with Tracy A. Martin. I am hypnotherapist, practitioner, life guide, intuitive here at Opening Doors Productions. And today is a really great day. I'm going to get a little deeper and dig a little deeper to get you to sit in some stuff to contemplate, be triggered by, try to escape from. And it actually is all around the word investment. Now, we know that you are here on purpose, right here, right now, listening or looking, reading, whatever words it is that you are seeing here is on purpose. And that is one of your first breakthroughs that I want to commend you on, because the fact that you are even guided and allowing yourself to be led by your heart, not by your mind, into these words is massive. And many of you have been so taught and into the broken mind traps of how hard it is, and that life is hard, and that everything is hard. And those are broken mind traps that completely have you in a mindset of giving up and not understanding the strength and beauty of all that you are. And I'm going to make it super simple for you, because everything that you are investing in, which is the paradox, which is in this crazy duality place, you are either investing in yourself or you are investing outside of yourself. And the breakthrough that I want you to feel and break through in these moments right here, right now, simply is. It is all about mindset, or the set of mind that you have had traps that were repeatedly said to you over and over again. It's this simple. The sabotage mind, the poverty mind, the victim mind. These are completely all the base that keeps being said to you over and over and over again. And where we get from there is that overwhelm, is that nervousness, is the feelings of not being good enough, that zero worth or worthlessness. This is the worthless mind. These are all broken mind traps. And these are simply a state of you investing in or not. And so this episode, all these words that are being said to you right here, right now, is all about you becoming responsible and accountable for what you're buying into. So let's make this simple. It has completely always been one key, and one key that you've always held. You may have thought it was hidden, but that key is you. And the first way you're going to have any form of breakthrough is absolutely you deciding that you want to break through it. The only way that someone realizes that they have an issue isn't because they realize the problem. It's because they feel they want a solution. They want something new. And that is part and parcel of everything in you. And the moment you start wanting to be in you and believing in you, this is another massive breakthrough, and it is the breakthrough of breakthroughs. So this is why we have breakthrough coaches. This is why we have accountability coaches. This is why I created all the programs that I have online on purpose, because the reason most people do not want to go in is because they're scared to be alone in it. They don't know where to begin. Or they've been all over doing personal development courses all over the place, but it hasn't gotten them into the fact that it has to be inside you. This is the goods. It's that simple. You are investing in you, or you are investing outside of you. Now we're going to take you even deeper. Now we're going to take you to what it actually is. Where is it and why is it that you continually are looking outside of yourself to someone else, to some other thing for fulfillment? Broken mind traps. because you have been taught your whole life you have zero worth. You have been caught up in the enslavement mind, in the having to be normal mind, in all of these awful traps that have had you so busy looking outside of yourself, believing that the next thing is the happy thing instead of being here right now. And so people will goal set, they will have some form of vacation in mind that they have a set goal to. So they'll start putting money away every month so that they can escape to some other place to be able to reset. But guess what? Those goal sets are all in you. The one key that I'm going to tell you about this whole time is that you are the magic key for everything. Everything that you are doing, everywhere that you are, every reason that you are here is on purpose. And you are either showing up on purpose as who you are, or you're doing it by default. But no matter what, you are leaving a mark everywhere that you are. You're continually, the easiest way for me to express this to you is pretend you're fishing and you're throwing your fishing rod in, okay? And there's something that is, at the same time, you're that fish, and you're that fish in the water. Something baited you to decide to go fishing outside of yourself for something. But something's also baiting that fish at the same time that has that little piece of bait at the end that's trying to get you to bait to be hooked onto something. This is the easiest way, the simplest way, because love is simple. Love is the simplest way always, because we know the only way we ever move forward is through solution mind. And this is the whole mind. Problem mind is a broken mind trap because it keeps you in a loop continually. Let's take you even deeper now. What are you investing in? Your time, your thoughts, your emotions, spiritually, physically? This is where we want to take you to become living whole, because you cannot live unless it's on a whole. You're just existing. So let's take this even deeper to sit in. Let's go even deeper than this, because it's this simple. This is how simple it is, and it has always been, always will be about you. Either you are in your way creating, or you are in your way creating for someone else. You're investing time, you're investing your physical body, you're investing your mental body, you're investing your emotional body and your spiritual body, because all four bodies are a part of the whole of all that you are here. So the biggest word, again, that is another broken mind trap, is addiction. Everything you have been taught that you are supposedly addicted to goes deeper into the simplest root of where it all begins from. We are addicted to escapism. You're not addicted to a drug or to shopping or to sex or to gambling or to coffee or to whatever. You are addicted to escaping. You are addicted to fleeing, fighting, or freezing away from you. This is what this is all about. And this is where I'm going to take you even deeper in episode 19 here today. Because you'll hear many things and it's going to trigger you. But this is going to have you sit in it or walk away from it. But these are the goods. This is where I want to take you today, is escapism. You've been taught to do it a very, very long time. You've been taught that you have a destination that you're continually wanting to attain to, instead of realizing right here, right now is why you are here. Right here. It can be synchronicity. It could be simply an accident. It could be a coincidence. It could be luck. Whatever word you've decided to give it, you're here. And you're listening because your heart has led you on purpose to the wholeness of the truth of what is and where you are as the master that you are. And you have forgotten this veil of illusions, of deceptions, of manipulations, of the charlatans out there that are continually baiting you to be something outside of yourself and buy into something else for the next bit of where you're going to find your happiness from. But I'm going to tell you what, no matter what you invested in, you are the one that is the one that's in it. Let's get into investing into yourself to stop the escapism so that you can actually become addicted to escaping into yourself. Let's change this paradox. Let's break through this right now. Because no matter what you do, when you're investing in the next vehicle that you want, that's a pretty thing. The next shiny, pretty thing that you're attracted to that isn't you, because you're missing the attractive, beautiful thing that is you. This is what the paradox is continually trying to tell you. The brain is continually trying to tell you. The mind, the heart, the emotional body, the spiritual body, the physical body is continually trying to get you back to you. And it knows the only thing in your way is the broken mind, trapped ego. And this little 5-year-old, again, that has been driving your car when he should be in the back with a snack, knowing that he is loved, safe, and secure. Every addiction that you've believed you had, the reason people cannot break through them and go back into and will become addicted to something else is because they are addicted to escaping. They're continually not wanting to get into the self, into the quietness, because they are so scared, because they've never ever been allowed to just look at themselves and know that you are this magnificent being, this perfect masterpiece. That is why when you go to a beautiful art show, right, whether you're looking at it online or you're walking through beautiful galleries and you see every piece is a masterpiece. And you'll have someone outside of you decide what a masterpiece is or not. No different than going to a junkyard. Everything that you are drawn to is a masterpiece because it is reflecting back to you the masterpiece that you are. Everyone has always, everything, every situation, every moment is perfect. And perfect, the definition of perfect, is the same as what is infinite. It is ever expanding, never ending. You are a blank canvas. Poof, this beautiful blank screen, yet it's white and it is perfect. And the moment color starts being played on it, depth to give it that dimensionality, all different colors of all different forms, the dark, the shadowing, the grays, all the way to the lights, the purples, the whites that are all within this scale are on purpose, and it is perfect because of you. Because you are the one buying in, investing into every small detail. So let's take this back to you. Let's take this into the escapism. Why have you never been allowed to be enough? It doesn't matter how deep in overwhelm, nervousness, you want to call it anxiety, but you can't be anxiety. You can feel nervous, you can feel overwhelmed, you can feel scared, you can feel fear, you can feel overexcitement, you can feel overwhelmed, you can feel sad, you can feel mad, angry, you can feel loss, sadness, you can feel joy, fulfillment, you can feel all of these things, but they are not you. You can think of many things, but they are not your thoughts because you cannot own anything. They are not you. It's just the thought being present right now. The physical ailment is because of what you have not been doing to take care of the physical. The angst, the fear, the separation and disconnection is because the emotional body is telling you, get back to you. This is not you. Get back to you. The thoughts that you're buying into, the negative thoughts, that once you start buying and investing in gets deeper and deeper and deeper. They aren't you. Your mind, you're the body. That mind body of you is not the thought. It is the platform from which it's going to start creating from. And the spiritual body, the spiritual essence of you. Do you even know the divinity of the God particle, of the consciousness that you are? And the only way you're manifesting is by what you're buying into, investing into. Many people that say, oh, smoking, I'm addicted to smoking. And I need that cigarette because I've tried to quit and my whole body wants to shut down, or this, or this, or this, or this, or this. Emotionally, I start losing my mind. I start doing this. No, you don't. You weren't addicted to the cigarette. Many of us smoked and walked away and never ever looked again because of set of mind. Because it all boils down to, what are you choosing to invest in? If you love you, if you truly, truly love you, and many people say, I love myself. So are you physically taking care of yourself? That's a part of the self, of who you are. Are you mentally so very adamant in protecting yourself from what you're choosing to invest in and whatever thought? Have you learned emotional intelligence? Have you learned to respond instead of react? To be able to look at the feeling, feel that feeling, knowing it's not you, but where is it coming from, and letting it be? Are you able to mentally love yourself so wholly, knowing you are the master of yourself, that you can allow whatever thoughts to come on through and keep on going because you're not going that way? Spiritually, are you sound in the master that you are, knowing this is all a beautiful playground, that you are the master creator that creates and co-creates universes and stars and planets, every moment of consciousness that is needed? But of course you're not, because you're continually going for that baiting that is keeping you outside and investing into something that is what you do not want. And it's been easy for you because it has been repetitive, it has been cyclical, that ever, over loop, because it has been programmed into you, so you only know what you know. Smoking, there is no addiction to smoking. I know heroin addicts I've had in my chair that have walked away and never looked again because of set of mind. It never needed it. It didn't need to escape through heroin. It didn't need to escape believing that the cigarette was its best friend. Seriously, set of mind. And you'll tell yourself whatever you need because you believe it has the power, not you. The drink of wine that you need to have and you'll use whatever excuse you need because you're trying to escape into that bottle, believing it has some kind of power that can magically make everything look so much better for you. But guess what? No matter what, you have to go back to you. And the problem you decided to create, those problems you've decided to stay in a loop in. This is the broken mind traps that I'm talking about. And it's all about choice continually, because that creation cannot happen without you. The continual place of despair, of that complete disconnect, where so many of you right now, especially because of the shit show that has happened all over this plane, the biggest psychological warfare operation, trying to completely have you invest your emotions, your mind, your spiritual aspect and physical aspect into something that is baiting you continually to live in a place of fear. That continually sets you up to take it away. Because that's what tyrants love to do. That's what dictators love to do. But guess what? They can't do it without you. That is why many of us who are in a place of living whole, we choose to look at those people that are in that place of fear, and I send them the greatest love, but I will not engage because I don't want any form of lies and deception in my story. Anyone playing in the pity party, which is pity party mind, the temper tantrum mind, are all broken mind traps that have you so believing that something outside of you is more powerful than who you really are. This is why we do what we do here. Because the biggest reason why many people have gone and done every kind of personal growth, every personal development program, and they get baited into believing people's names because somehow someone has more purpose than another and someone has more stature than another, when they've had a lot of money backing them for an agenda to get you where you need to go. Instead of, you take what you need and you leave the rest behind, because this is the truth coming back to you of all that you are. The charlatans out there that have you believing on one side that is religion and the other side that this is this new age spirituality, and they're the same bird, because they're still baiting you away from yourself to believe in a God outside of you, or to believe that there is a purpose outside of you, and they're both keeping you from you. And the paradox blowing through is you, the master that you are, knowing that you are here on purpose. Your purpose is exactly here right now, anchoring the love that you can only ever be, this beautiful vibration and frequency that you are, the colorfulness that you are, through the words that you express that are loving or not, through the simple stance in the physical body and the strength that emanates off of that body, whether it is angry, whether it is joyful. You are here on purpose, and you are the magic. You are the key that is here. Are you getting it now? This is this episode. We're taking you deeper in on reason, because it's time to take you back to the master that you are. I have many people that say, Tracy, you make it sound so easy, because it is. It's a choice. You are caught in broken mind traps all the time, and you hear it all over. And if you're seeing it in mainstream media, it's because they're conditioning you. That is what all of our television is about. All media, all Hollywood, which is all about deception and trying to create something. And the only way that it can happen on a mass consciousness is because of you. The escapism of why you become addicted to the next thing is because you believe it helped you in your time of need to leave from whatever problem you keep living out, existing in, instead of, and that is why many of us that come to us are at the very, very last bottom of the barrel, because they've had to be beaten down so low that they only look up and see that it is only up from here. Many of you buy books and you either look at them to comprehend them, or you look at them and glaze over. You will get audios and you will listen to them and either glaze over and completely stay distracted in something else. And it becomes some form of philosophy to you, but you will not do the action of moving forward and becoming. So the 5 keys, very simply, this is the only 5 keys I will ever tell you are the most important in order for you to be you and be the integrity of all that you are. Number 1, you have to be responsible. You have to take responsibility for absolutely every action and non-action, because no response is still a response. People shutting down, going into flight or to freeze is a reaction. People going to fight is a reaction. When you take responsibility for every word that comes out of your mouth, because it's a spell you've just cast, for every action or inaction, lack of, for every thought and every emotion, every harm, every good, every part of the paradox that you believe in this duality system, which is the ever-moving flow of whatever you've decided to invest in. Are you investing in yourself? Are you investing what you want? Or are you investing what you don't want and in somebody else? The action is the second key, is become the action of it. You can't take responsibility to start doing stuff in your life, but you have no action behind it to make it happen. And it begins now, not tomorrow, not a week from now, not 6 months from now. It's happening right here, right now. And either you're beginning or you're lying and you're pretending. And I'm going to call you out all the time. Any of you that have come into my chair, and I'll have many of people call me boss because, and they'll say, oh, I know you're upset with me. I'm never going to be upset with you. I don't live your life. I don't walk one moment in your shoes or even try to tie your laces, and I'm not going to, because I cannot help you. I cannot fix you because you've never been broken, but I can love you. And I will always, always choose love, because lack has no place in my life. And the more strength and integrity you have in being that loving divine being that you are here on purpose, all of that has no place for you. You don't buy into it. You don't become invested in someone else's bullshit. Why would you? But the loving, beautiful being that you are, the empathy part of you that is willing to give a hand out, saying, are you ready to break through? Are you ready to break through? Meet a breakthrough coach now. And they will start making you responsible, accountable, taking that action, start unwinding all the broken mind traps, unraveling layer by layer all these broken mind traps that you have been learned, taught, ingrained, and trained in. This is the third key. You can't have the new when you believe this is you. This is the old you. It has to be the unraveling and the unwinding so that you can see every trap that you have continually been buying into, investing your time, everything into. The fourth key is having an open mind. Because the more you realize you do not know, the more you want to know. That mind that believes it knows all, the egoic mind, is a broken mind trap. You are infinite. Therefore, you will be forging forward, expanding forever. The moment you go to that place, that state of mind of being open to know that you do not know, makes you want to know more. The fear that you are trapped in of change, or of that you don't know, that suddenly makes you think that you're unintelligent or stupid, is broken mind traps. Because some of the people that I've gotten to meet in my lifetime that are so busy spending all their time busy telling everyone else outside of them how smart they are, how intellectual they are, means nothing in the place of living whole. It is just a very insecure mind needing some type of pat on the back for believing it remembered something that it was taught so that it can tell everybody else what it is, but they aren't living it. They're pretending. A true intelligent being is physically intelligent, is spiritually intelligent, is emotionally intelligent and mentally intelligent. Not with what you could remember in a dictionary or a book. That has nothing to do with it. Let's start talking about life and living. And the fact that you're a creative consciousness, creator, this masterpiece. Now that's intelligent. Knowing there's not one thing you know. You have an idea of, but you don't know it. You have an idea of it and how it's perceived to you. This gets rid of all the competing and comparing. And this gets you into the goods of all that you are. And that's why we're here today. Episode 19 is kicking ass and taking names in yourself and getting you out of escaping from the self. And how about escape back into the self? Dive in so deeply into the abyss of all that you are. And that is what I do. Many people are wanting to go in, they want to do it so badly. But guess what? Your sabotage mind is playing out continually and will keep you from going for it. So that you stay in a place of just overthinking it continually, so that you do nothing, no action of moving forward. You'll have people go to weekend events and they believe that they had this great revelation, but then they go to work on Monday and they're back to exactly who they were. I see it all the time. I see it all the time. Even in all of my friends and clients that come for meditation, and they take us into the depths of the real reality of the creation of what is beyond your limitation. And they come back, and instead of knowing they already are it and it already exists, they come out with a problem that they have created right after they pull themselves back out, because they've decided to keep baiting themselves and buying and investing into the reality of what they do not want. So they were escaping into meditation instead of being the meditation themselves. Are you getting this now? Are you getting it? It's all you. And it's because of you. And there is no fault to be given here. The moment that you break away from thinking that responsibility needs to be serious, instead of it's just being accountable, it's wearing what you are and what you do. And now the action is in maintaining what you want to be on that due course, because you are never ever meeting a destination. Your destination's never over. Never ever over. So this escapism that is happening, and I have so many relationships that are feeling the pressure, which is the old 3D matrix coming through, to break through, to finally be that new earth, that new day, that new belief system of love all the way. And so many people are so upset because their other half has cheated on them yet again. And you'll say, but it was just sex. And we know that those people are busy escaping because they have never known how to love themselves fully, wholly, to ever be enough. So they're continually looking outside of themselves because they have destination paralysis. It's this paralysis that believes that now it's become boring. That destination never happened once. Your destination's happening every moment, right here, right now. Right here, right now. We're in this moment right now. And this is a place and a state of mind through this breath, through these moments, through these words now that you're all listening to or watching or whatever, reading or looking at. And this is here on purpose. And this is an ultimate moment right now where there's so much goods in this of getting you back into who you are, into the contemplation. Contemplate these words and these feelings of why you think that someone else needs to make love to you in a different way than the person that's right in front of you right now. Why have you not taken care of your own needs? Why do you believe someone else? And why would you give someone else the power to give you what they can't give you ever? Because they will never know they can't read your mind. And even if they could never give you from your feelings center, from your mental center, from your physical and spiritual center. It is you. Many of you believe that you have never been given permission to fully be loved, or you have been taught that you are unlovable. And that's why it hurts so bad, because it's such a place of lack. It is in no way, shape, or form any of what you are. Every person I have met, even some of the craziest looking psychopaths that I have met, had beauty inside of them that was so fractaled, that was so distorted, that they went to severe protection. They went to severe paranoia because of their high insecurity. Because they're so busy blaming everyone else. They don't know how to be accountable because they're the greatest victims in the world. That's why the psychopaths and the sociopaths that have been completely baiting you continually so that they can try to control you, that is what it's all about. It was never your mom's job to love you the way you needed to be loved. She only knew to love you the way her idea of love was. It was never your father's job to love you a certain way that you've decided you needed to be loved, because he can only love you from his idea of love. And everyone that has ever met you and had any interaction with you has given you only their manifested feeling of what love is. It will never be yours, because from your perspective, it will be your idea of what love is. Of what was not loving and what was loving becomes the whole paradox you're living in continually, and it's going to be mirrored back to you. But it is not their fault. This is you taking accountability and responsibility for absolutely everything you've decided to be baited into. This is you becoming the action of what you no longer want. I will not be this any longer because it doesn't feed my soul, my body, my mind, or my emotions. It doesn't feed them. I can't own anything. You are not the illness you've decided. That's illness mind. You're buying into it. And many of you, and it comes back from the youngest expression of when you did something negative to get a reaction because you were looking for love. And all of you parents out there, when you're watching your children creating some kind of negative reaction that they're trying to bait you into, the very essence of it is because they do not feel loved, safe, and secure. So you don't give them the negative attention. You move them into a loving positive. You don't yell at them for freaking out. Yeah, do the bait and switch to invest them into something that feels good. Do you get it? And you're that person right here, right now. Most of you didn't start smoking at a young age because you wanted to. You believed you were going to do it to fit in because other people were doing it. Because the first taste of a cigarette is disgusting. The moment you inhale it in your lungs and it's choking you off because your physical body suddenly is gasping for oxygen, that wasn't what went, ooh, I want some more of this. It was mindset, because everyone outside of you, which is what they've taught you in all the schooling systems, it was about competing and comparing, and to look that someone else is cool or not cool. And because you were so busy looking outside of yourself, you were already escaping into some kind of reality that you didn't know how to create for yourself. Drinking to fit in and be cool. And the great feeling it felt to get into a different altered state of mind, to escape from the hell that you've comfortably been existing in. You've been creating it the whole time. You are creating your hell, and the longer you invest in yourself living in hell, guess what? You're existing in hell. Because you can't live in hell, you exist in it. Because living is whole. There is no hell in whole, because it is a complete opposite. It can't happen, it repels itself. And that's why the more loving you become, the more centered, the more whole that you come from there, it repels, not whole. Because it doesn't understand it at all, it doesn't want to. It will send it love, and that love is going to scare it away because it can't handle being whole, because it has been fractaled so bad. That's why it believes it is broken. And I can take this analogy to the depths, soul-wise, spiritual-wise, of the whole, where the darkness or the artificial intelligence, all that came from, was this fractaled moment that completely saw the opposing side of it to try to break things into a duality. And guess what? This can't happen because it is the complete opposite. So instead of the creator, it is the non-creator. So it needs you to create from. And this has been the whole basis of all your whole society. The dark ones know that they cannot make anything happen because they can't create out of that. They need you, the beautiful divine light that you are, to create from. So let's take you even deeper. Why are you choosing to create for something else that you do not want? Why are you choosing to be the actor in it? Why are you choosing to be the action in it? I want you to sit in it, because this is the power of what you are. Every thought that comes into your mind that tells you you want to have that next cigarette, that's not you. That's just a thought trying to bait you back into the escapism so that it can control you. Who's the one that made the choice? You. Who are you mad at? You're not mad at the cigarettes. You're mad that you didn't give yourself the permission to love yourself enough to be the power and integrity of knowing you are perfect right here, right now. So take a fresh breath, a fresh air that physically gives your body the oxygen it needs to take care of every part and every cell of you on a physical level. Take that fresh breath of air, knowing every brand new breath you're beginning again, and your mindset changes. And you sit in the feeling of why I believed I needed something outside of myself in that moment. Because I'm deciding to create problems that don't even exist. So what is the solution? Through my observation, my solution is to take even deeper breaths back to the calm that I am, so that I can look from an observation and decide, do I want to respond, or am I going to continue to react? Spiritually, knowing I am. It is all perfect right here, right now. And it's up to me of what I'm going to bring into this space to either create the calmness or the chaos. Do I have the right? I have the right to be me. I have the right to love myself. I have the right to choose if this feels good or doesn't feel good. I have the choose. I can choose at any time to walk away. But am I walking away because I'm reacting, because I'm triggered, or I'm walking away because I am the integrity and I am the creator? Every time you want to have that drink, you're escaping. You're addicted to escapism. Do you know how many people that I have met, and there's not many, there's only a handful of people that I've ever met that go and travel because they want to show up on purpose. Most people are booking destination holidays to get away from everything they've created, which has been the everyday living of their reality. How many people love their life so much that the reason they love to travel is because they love to show the world who they are and see from their eyes that point of view and ground their beauty and their love to everyone that they meet? There's not many. Many of you go out and you get so drunk the whole time you're on your vacation so that you can continually escape, so that you don't have to remember that you're with you the whole time. So you'll stay in oblivion so that you don't have to realize who you are. And you come home because you didn't reset into the divinity of all that you are. And you go back to the grind and you're more tired than you were before because you're so severely hungover. Your liver and kidneys are fighting because they're trying to detox from the heavy load that you just put on them. You escape and escape and escape more into escapism. When are you going to make the choice? And it's simple, right? Many of you have heard the term KISS, and many people in the broken mind trap will say, keep it simple, stupid. No, I want to change this. KISS stands for keep it simple, soul. You are soul. You are just divinely awesome. Love simply is. Only the egoic mind, the broken mind, will try to speak language to you that no one can understand. And because they think that they are protecting their truth center and believe it's coming from the higher mind. And the higher mind, the reason babies understand the divinity of all they are is because it simply is. They don't need to take a test on it. You divinely are on purpose. Not one language needed to be given, but the feeling and thought and physical and spiritual aspect of all that you are knows that it is naturally bobbing on top of water, floating. The broken mind traps make you believe you need to sit and hold your breath underneath something else. This is what it's all about. When are you going to give yourself permission? How many of you have reached out to me saying you really want to do these courses or you want to come into the chair, and they never do it because of the sabotage mind and because of the worth mind, because of the poverty mind? Yet you'll spend thousands of dollars a year on useless coffee because you believe it feeds your soul. Makes me laugh so hard that you don't know how to feed your own soul. Your soul is your soul. It's being fed off of every energetic that you're buying into at that time. The thousands of dollars you spend on cigarettes, the thousands of dollars you spend on booze. And I'm here to tell you that you believe that cannabis is all that in a bag of chips. Why did the government get involved on it? Did you know that they've genetically modified all of the dope that you find in the government-run facilities because of what they said they're allowed to bring in and not? Many people that have their personal drug dealers know the difference from and why they kept them, because the moment that they took it, they knew something was altered and it wasn't the same. They created it to make it dope so that you're a dope on purpose. And if you can't see that happening right now, if you can't see for one moment why, when all the crapshoot happened and they made liquor stores and cannabis stores open, considering it to be essential, but many people couldn't even get children's clothing, then you've been trapped in a broken mind trap, haven't you? Because they wanted to keep you away from yourself. They want to continually keep you in escaping so that you forget who you really are. And the walk of the master, which is all of us that are mastering our thought process of what we're deciding to buy into, of what thought streams across. And that's all meditation is allowing of stuff to flow in and out. And what you start to investing into of your time and efforts and emotions is what you're creating at all times. When are you ready to walk away from that thing outside of you that does nothing for you? Why are so many people leaving their other halves that were supposed to be partners with them? Because they feel unfulfilled. This is a paradox that's going on, because some people are so not able to go into themselves and become the wholeness of all that they are, that they're wanting to find someone else to fulfill their needs still. And then we have those that are playing in that paradox, that love themselves so wholly, and they are repelled now from what love is not in that relationship. And so we're seeing it. I'm seeing a lot of it in my chairs right now, And the biggest thing coming in the consciousness right now is a lot of couples counseling and life guiding that's going on because people are at this stalemate. And it's a great place to be. It's always perfect on purpose because someone is deciding and the other is deciding something's not working. And where do we go from here? And at the end of the day, it's you getting into you. You can't hide, you can't run anymore from you. I love you all so very much. I am so excited for where we're getting into today because that's what this is all about. And yes, I hope it kicked your ass. I hope it gets you to realize, oh my God, the perfect you has been with their hand up for so long saying, me, I'm right here, come on in. And we're going to take this even deeper with that because part of the false part of the bird of the new age is so many people that will call themselves coaches and whatever are here telling you that you need to heal your inner child. And I had a conversation with a great, oh my God, part of soul family to me the other day because many of you are caught into escaping into healing. This is the healing mind of the mind that believes it's broken, that it keeps buying into being broken. A broken mind trap is trapping you into believing you're broken all the time so that you are always looking outside of yourself to heal. How can anyone tell you who your inner child was? Why are you blaming this poor little child for something that had nothing to do with you now? Why are you still in the blame mind of blaming someone else or something outside of you? Because even the you that you were at 5 years old isn't you anymore. Don't ever get to see that 5-year-old again. That 5-year-old was on stage, had its debut, and it turned into 6. Every day after the day of that birthday, of the born day, of the beginning of 5, is 5 days, 5 years and 5 days, 5 years and 5 months, 5 years and whatever. And it's a brand new experience every moment. My 4-year-old self, whenever I go inside and act as a collective and allow all the me's of all that I am to have a conversation with me, I'll have those that were needing in that time the love that they were missing. And that's, again, a brand new course that we're bringing out here at Opening Doors on Purpose because it is connecting with all the yous. Reconnecting with all of the yous. Not healing them. They were never broken. They only knew to be what they were then because you only know what you know. So the moment there's acceptance there and allowance, then you can thrive. My 4-year-old self, she's a superhero. Every time I have needed that inner boost, it's been my 4-year-old self because she is fearless. She is so in the moment and she has brought me back through the living of all that she is. My 13-year-old self was a paradox between insecure and completely secure. My 20-year-old self, my 30-year-old self, my 52-year-old self. I'm here and I'm right now. And it is only in a moment. It is only one moment that decides what I'm going to invest into next. So are you ready to begin? Whatever you feel you are guided to finally get into the depths of you is always going to be right. You are always going to be right in all of it. And that's the greatest thing about what I do for a living. That's why you're listening, because you're getting it. It is simplified. Keep it simple, soul. You are a soul. Having a human experience, playing into this fun human experience. You're the soul, in the soul, having this human experience. So start being it. Quit buying and investing into what you do not want. Invest in you in every way that feels good. Like I had said the other day, I had made a post. I made this beautiful cake. I'd had a craving for a chocolate cake, and I'm not really a chocolate person per se, but I suddenly had this feeling. It's like, you know what? I'm creating chocolate cake, and I'm creating buttercream icing from scratch. And right, I made this gorgeous cake that was like the fluffiest cake I've ever made because I was so filled with love to do it for me, for nobody else but me, because it was my idea of what I wanted to experience. And I made this amazing buttercream icing, put it all over the cake, and of course, as I'm smearing it, a bunch of the cake got smeared into the icing, and I didn't care. Do you know why? It's not going to change what it tastes like to me. It's not about appearances, which is broken mind traps that have you believing it has to be presented in a certain way, when many of us know that when you take the goods and you can mix it all together, it still tastes phenomenal, right? I had cut my slice of cake and it toppled over, and so my buttercream icing fell over, and I realized, okay, I'm going to just put it all together and eat it anyways, and it was delicious. And I took my masterpiece photo of it to prove that it was nothing to do with presentation. It is me taking the photographic memory of remembering how amazing it was to fulfill my needs, of my desires. It doesn't matter how it's presented, because the greatest thing is there is no such thing as control. All it has to do with is how it's going to be presented to me, and will I accept it or not accept it? And why is it not perfect right here, right now? Well, it is. When you're living whole, everything that's presented to you right now is right here on purpose right now. And you are either buying into it because it's something you want, or you're buying into it because it's something you don't want. So when you show up on purpose as the responsible action that you are, choosing to not play into broken mind traps because you have an open mind, knowing that you know everything and nothing at the same time, and to know that love is the fifth key. That is the fifth key. It has to be love. What your idea of love is, what is playing, what are you buying into, what love is or what love is not, because it is everything to do with everything and how it plays out. So I hope that you've gotten a lot to sit in and contemplate in episode 19 here at Opening Doors Productions for Sit in It on purpose. I love you all. I am here at all times to respond when I can. My email, if you have questions or want to know more, is support@livingwholeonpurpose.com. Or if you're ready to go through all these breakthroughs that you just went through in this episode, send an email to breakthrough@livingwholeonpurpose.com. And that is you emailing our breakthrough coach. And right now, they will set up a time that works between the two of you. It's about a 45-minute call, and she will stand you in what it is you're ready to break through in those 45 minutes. And if you're ready to move forward, she will tell you, or he will tell you, all about all the different ways that we are here to help you help yourself, to support, love you, and guide you through the whole process so that you're never alone. My phone number, if you wanted to put in for a personal one-on-one session, is 780-446-1687. Again, we don't subscribe to text when it comes to clients because I have a confidentiality agreement in place on purpose. I need to see that it is you, hear that it is you. And that is part of the action of getting away from the broken mind traps of texting people and actually deciding to engage voice to voice on purpose so that you can feel the connection. I love you all. Have the greatest day. It's up to you. Or have the greatest not good day, because it's all up to you. What are you investing in? I hope it's you.